This is the Destroy Manila podcast.
Hello.
Thank you for gracing Destroy Manila podcast. How are things over in Kuala Lumpur?
Yeah, man, everything's pretty good here in Kuala Lumpur. We're just chilling, and we've got our first weight test and hydration test tomorrow, and pretty much on schedule now. So happy days, happy days.
So, how was your training so far?
Oh man, pretty much the training's done. It's the camp's done. Camp's done. We're just over here now, just trying to basically not make the weight, but maintain it and go for it.
Yeah, and well, it sucks that there was a short notice change of opponent. How did that go for you? I mean, I'm sure you had a pretty tight game plan for Adriano, and well, with the well, what's your is the game plan also changed?
Yeah, look, we never really like this. Never really, I have a game plan. I just have different sort of strategies that we implement. Basically, we just switched a few of them, and some stayed the same. Basically, still a rangy guy, so not a lot changes, man. It's the business. People get hurt, people pull out. It's best win, fighters fight, man.
So whoever comes your way, you'll fight them.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, speaking of the change of opponents, there's got to be some kind of right when that happens. Like with Adriano, his grappling is very strong, and with Gianni, he's just such a points guy, right? Yeah, a lot of his wins come from decision, and he's like, hey, I didn't know he'd sneak through that one.
He seems to do, just enough, and sometimes that's all you need to do. Win a race by a mile or by an inch. You win. A win's a win. When we got given the matchup, we took it with all respect, and for Drew, he's up there. He's one of the top guys, and the top guys. This is just a spot for us to showcase that. This is my position. This is where I want to keep my position. Keep my position. I've taken anything lightly or anything.
Have there been any updates? What your fight with Adriano will be rescheduled?
Oh, look, you've pretty much got to win this one. The winner of this promised the title shot, whether it be against Adriano or Gigi. So there's a lot on the line, man. And that's why this is gambling.
Yeah.
The only gambling I do.
Speaking of gambling, you didn't actually need to take this one, right? I mean, keeping the main event intact.
Yeah, man. Just this is life, man. This is what we do.
You've actually made a career out of that. I was there when you and Mark Striegel in Manila, and it was a pretty hostile crowd. And that was like magic to me. It was your transitions were so smooth, and you just out-grappled and eventually gassed him. Can you take us back to that moment? When you were actually getting one over Mr. Striegel.
Right then, in the moment, once it was done, I kind of sat back and had realized that I've now changed my life. I had locked in a good contract. The rest is history.
Yeah. Well, before I guess fight you for sure you prepared. Did you have to watch any of his fights?
Yeah, look, we always do our research. We do the breakdown and set strategies, man. I don't like to have it's like to say a game plan of such. We just have different spots where we'll do different things, and if this situation was to arise, then we'll do this and we'll do that. And a lot of it was just on the spot, and it pulled through, and the kicks ended up just cutting. It was a big, thick tree, man, and it took a bit to axe it down.
Well, yeah, and I know. Well, in line with that, I know you're quite well versed in jiu-jitsu. Well, with competing in one championship, are you still active in competing in jiu-jitsu as well?
Yeah, look, I jumped on the mats earlier this year at a grappling industries event. Just had a bit of a go, a bit of fun. I try and stay busy. Basically, just training every day is what I do, and competing is just a plus. I've done so many comps, man. It's like I've done my time, you know.
Yeah.
So when people say, "Oh, you're competing this weekend," if I feel like there's people in my division, I will, but usually there's not, so I usually don't.
Are there any, because the sport and the grappling industry has just blown up with its popularity nowadays, are there any grapplers from MMA or who have transitioned into MMA that you like, that you look at in terms of course, Damian Maia is right up there. Are there any of them that you see as idols or as icons for future game plans or for like career techniques? Yeah,
look, Dame, to watch a lot of those guys is what you've basically got to do to get better. Damian Maia for sure, man, he's a standout. But to be honest, I've been watching a lot more of the wrestlers and stuff. Bridging the gap between the striking and the grappling is what's intrigued me most of recent of the MMA. So it's all learning. It's pretty amazing. It's an amazing sport, man. MMA is always the evolution of the sport itself. I think it's just getting started.
Yeah, that is very true.
Gary Tonon's coming to one.
Yeah, he is.
So how do you think he would fare when he comes in?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how his stand-up is. I don't know who he'll get matched up with, but I mean, obviously his grappling's phenomenal. So.
Okay.
Reece,
Well,
the reason we asked about Mark is suddenly after that win, you had a hell of a lot of Filipino fans.
Yeah, I think also.
You blew up.
Yeah. Mitch sort of announced that I was Filipino on that card as well, so I think a lot of them, I won a lot of people with heart, and man, it's still a hell of a fight. I watch back and I still can't believe how like the pace we pushed, and it was a good fight, man.
It was very fast. Can you talk a bit about you said in a few interviews discovering your Filipino roots, because you never knew your Filipino parent, right?
No, yeah. So I don't know my biological dad, who's Filipino.
did you ever try to look for him, trace how?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I did. We sent letters back and forth a little bit, but you know, man, just the way life is, life goes on.
I mean, would you want to meet him? Maybe sometime soon.
Yeah, look, but it comes down to whether he would want to meet up with me as well on the other end. So, I mean, he's got a family and whatnot, and obviously now I've got my family, and so it is what it is, man.
But yeah, I mean,
Could you take us?
Yeah.
You take us back a bit to like growing up in Christmas Island, and then finding out you actually enrolled in a kung fu club, and then how did you transition to MMA from there?
So, man, Christmas Island's
Such an interesting,
amazing.
Yeah.
Just as a youngster, man, you'd be able to just go anywhere, do anything pretty much. That it was just so safe and just such a tight community. It was such a humble beginning to grow up in that sort of environment. A lot of people would come to the island that have skills so like Muay Thai or whatever, but there was a local Kung Fu club, the KFC. One of my best mates' dads run it, so he would have us come in and would do the katas and basically smash like these metal poles and stuff, and basically it was So we got given a key there, so we'd just go there and muck around, and then friends would come with boxing, and we'd just basically just share knowledge of what we knew. And then obviously YouTube was there, so we'd be just watching just things and sharing, and then MMA come about through Indonesian TV and whatnot, and man, it just sparked interest after interest, and YouTube was our professor. YouTube was our professor, pretty much.
Was that UFC? One of the early UFCs that you watched?
Believe it or not, it's IFL, International
IFL.
Fighting. Yeah.
Takes me back. Wow.
Yeah, way back. So that was probably the very first shows that I ever watched, were IFLs, and then after that was UFC, and then craziness.
Did you feel that, because you actually started with Puma, and before that,
No, so I started with Kachi, mixed martial arts. Yeah, in Toowoomba.
Toowoomba.
So moving from Christmas Island, we moved to a small country town called Gatton, where there were a few boxing and Muay Thai gyms, but not so friendly. Well, the kickboxing one wasn't anyway. So I then found jiu-jitsu anyway, which I was always interested in. We had a teacher that had done a bit of jiu-jitsu, and man, grappling for some reason just always made sense to me. Like every fight I ever watched, they always end up in a grapple on the ground. So better off learning that, if anything. And found a gym in Toowoomba, and basically my coach's first coach, Joseph Perry's brother's Vincent Perry, my now coach, who brought Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu pretty much to Queensland. So he's like the godfather of Jiu-Jitsu for Queensland. And I was lucky enough, just to be brought down and train, and then invited down, and I'd pretty much make the trip just about every Saturday for as long as I could, and train there, and it just made sense to go there for full-time training when that come about.
Like some other fighters, do you also still have like a day job, or are you just trading every day?
Full time, yeah.
Yeah, look, basically I finished my apprenticeship, saved a bit of money, and then I just jumped in, and that's all I do is train full time now. Living the dream, basically, going broke real slow.
We are constantly amazed at the fighters who actually have full-time jobs. Like we spoke previously to Martin, and he still has that automotive job full-time.
Yeah.
This is amazing. How do you do it? I mean, for you, how do you now that you're training full-time, how did you used to do it? How did you divide your schedule and prioritize?
Basically, it'd be everything to revolve around training. Was how I just run my life. Was what time do I have to train, and then I just work out everything else around it.
Well, do you have to teach maybe just for you to have income?
Black belt, right?
Yeah, look, I run a few classes here and there, and I do a PT sort of thing. But other than that, man, not really. Just cheap rent and very few lucky opportunities that have come by have just kept me going. I get like free groceries and stuff from a guy down the road, which I'm so thankful for, and just little things, just like that, just keep the dream going, man.
Oh, there's so much love and support for you, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm very lucky. I'm so thankful and gracious for all of it.
Can you tell us about training at Alpha Male? Did you fund that yourself? You go to the US and go train with them?
Yeah, look, basically I thought if I'm going to do this full time, I'm going to see what a full-time gym's like, where it's high level. Obviously, some of the highest level in the world were there when I was there, and man, the experience just blew me away, and it just also gave me a backbone of I thought I could do this full time, and here I am.
Who were you training with? Was that the time that Dwayne Ludwig was still there?
No, Dwayne had just left, so TJ was in and out. He had just hurt his rib, so he ran
that
a few.
time.
Yeah, so he had just hurt his rib, and I think he pulled out of a fight with Hennon. I can't remember who he was scheduled to fight. Maybe Cruz. I can't remember. Anyway, he was in, and Joseph Benavides was in. Raya Faber obviously was in. He was about to fight Frankie. It was around that period. So it was, man, I was so blessed to be there at that time. Yeah. Cody was there, and just had the best time, man. They were so welcoming and so warming. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life.
Those are phenomenal guys to train with.
Yeah, man, I was so lucky. Martin Campman was there, and he was asking to like roll with me after class and stuff, so I was jumping on that, and man, I just had the best time.
Yeah, just you know, in relation to rolling in jiu-jitsu, are you open to doing seminars? Do you do that?
Yeah, look, I would be super open to do seminars and whatever, but it's a lot of the time, man. With competing for one, it's not so well known in Australia, so it's still like I'm quite unknown, which is kind of nice, you know. I don't mind that at all.
But I mean, the rest of Asia. I mean, you're one of the top guys out there. So yeah. How do you feel that you've although you are not exactly that known in Australia yet, but in Asia, especially in the Philippines, but you found out you had the Filipino roots, and you have a lot of Filipino fans that are following your career. How does that feel?
Oh man, it's awesome, you know, to walk in the streets and then I get maybe 3 or 4 people come up and get photos. It's pretty surreal, man. It's really, really cool. I'm really just thankful that people have taken a liking to me. I guess it's something you can't really ask for, and it's something you can't really go out there and try and gain superficially. And man, it's amazing. Philippines is so amazing. Just Manila, the atmosphere in there, and just the venue and just the atmosphere, it's indescribable.
Yeah, well, we've talked to people like, say, Ong and Martin. Martin wants to come back to the Philippines to fight, and Ong wants to fight in the Philippines.
Yeah. I don't blame him at all.
Yeah,
I bet the people here would go crazy, man, because I've trained with some girls, and when they find out I have like podcasts, and the first thing they ask is, "Are you talking to Reece McLaren?"
Yeah,
that's
true.
Not kidding, man. Because then they show you your picture, like, okay, now I get it. Just a change of gears, Reece. Do you ever look back on your short career in one, and then now that you're in title contention, because you've beaten some of the top guys, man. Like that Bibiano fight was really razor thin decision, and Gafarov isn't exactly a pushover at all.
No, very good.
Yeah, he's an awesome grappler. Going into this one, we just want to know your mindset and how do you feel? I mean, you seem really relaxed. Like, they have this description of Gegard Mousasi he says it's just like he's waiting in line for a sandwich, and you seem very
Yeah.
relaxed. That same vibe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you ever
man,
get nervous at all?
It's what you do with nerves, you know. You get them, and then you either rise with them or you sink with them. So, for me, it's that just feeling of where else would I be right now? If I'd be at home sitting on a couch, no, thank you. I'd rather be right here feeling all these feelings, just waiting. Like even just I'm just chilling here in my room. I got my little brother over there, and we're just having a good time, man. This is living the life.
Yeah, for sure. Mm. Especially here in the Philippines. I mean, a lot of fighters want to be on your level, man. So you're already up there, living the dream. And you're showing it.
Yeah, look, man, and we're getting better every day, so it's good, man. Life's good.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about take us into your training? What do you focus on mostly? Because these days there's kind of a new thing with the conditioning and the stamina. There's just a lot of new toys that conditioning coaches play with.
Look, we do it old school, hill sprints, and then basically a lot through the week is just skill training. Bridging,
Technique.
yeah, bridging the gap between each discipline is basically a massive focus that I think a lot of people overlook, and it's that bridge between each that is the difference between a lot of wins and losses.
There is also, I hear, nowadays, in the past 5 years, 6 years or so, the addition of a transitions coach, especially with the new vogue with movement, with Gregor Cedar Portal thing. I mean, do you subscribe to any of that? Is that even attractive to you?
Yeah, I'm not interested in anything like that. You know,
Touch
the old
button
saying
forward.
is you want your jiu-jitsu to get better, you do jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? If you want your boxing to be better, you do boxing. I don't think you have to go off and do a human movement. Yeah, man, it doesn't make sense to me.
Kind of weird, right?
Yeah, look, it is what it is. So they need to make money somehow.
That's true.
All right. Well, any message to your, any message to your fans out there who are waiting for you to fight on Friday? Friday's a big day.
Yeah, Friday's it, man. I just hope everyone tunes in and we'll put on a good show. Hopefully, I'm fit and ready.
Yeah, and well, another question. Once you get past Johnny, what's your plan? How soon do you want to face Adriano then?
Oh, look, man, it's one fight at a time. I don't want to influence too much of an outcome or anything, but a quick turnaround would be nice, man. Oh, whoever, whenever.
How often do you fight, Reece? I mean, is that 3 times a year at most or at least?
Look, ideally, I'd like 3 times. No injuries, and if the iron's hot, man, keep striking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like three times.
Is
Three
that
times.
so? 3 is a good number for you to be fighting
Yeah,
every year.
I like 3.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
good little break between, you get to develop a few skills, and then you get to go back in and showcase.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Reece, could you invite them to your Friday fight? I'll edit that.
Yeah, please do. Can you invite everyone
Can you invite them?
for your upcoming fight on Friday?
What do you mean?
Can you invite the fans to watch your fight on
Oh yeah,
Friday?
sure. No. I understand. Look, guys, tune in this Friday. We're back in there, putting it all on the line. So please watch, please tune in, and give us your support, please.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Reece
Thank you,
McLaren fighting in Kuala Lumpur for One Championship.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hoping to see you fight the champion soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One fight at a time. Let's do this, baby.
Yeah. We'll do this. Go for the W. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yes.